Hello, hello, hello. All of my fellow goblins. Barnacle back again for another episode of Fiona the Bounty Hunter in Starfield. So I spent the last couple hours creating a starter outpost and working on some ship build. So I'm going to show you what I came up with the ship so far. I'm only level 11, so I need to be level 12 to upgrade the reactor. And then probably really level 20, maybe level 12, I don't know, if we want to get the shield. But I'm also out of money. I need to go do some quests and stuff and get some cash because I'm credit poor right now. And I do have an affliction because of the stupid planet that I'm on. Got some burns and some lung damage and all of that. We do have a skill point to spend. I don't know if I want to put it into Starship Design 3 right now. Maybe I put it in Particle Beams 1. Because we did put particle beams on our ship. But anyway, I'll show you guys what we got. So this is what it is. It's basically all Nova Galactic parts. Except for the stuff that came with the Razor Leaf that I wanted to keep. So it came with 2 of these Deimos thrusters. Since I already had 2, instead of putting 4 of the Nova Galactic ones, which would have cost me almost $4,000 or whatever, $3,000 I guess. I only had to buy 2 more of these, which only cost me half of that. So that's kind of what I went with now. But when I have extra cash, I think I'll switch to the Nova Galactic ones because it will give it more of the kind of like bug look, like it's the legs of a bug, right? Which is kind of what I'm going with. I'm saving some of these empty spots, I think, for cargo. These Deimos engines were included with the Razor Leaf, so I kept those because they have good thrust and don't have to pay for them. And these 2 smaller White Dwarf engines, these, whatever these are, 1000s or whatever, those were included. So they're still on there. The helium tank was included. The grav drive and the reactor was included. I changed to the Nova Docker. I'm way over encumbered, so the Nova landing bay, and then the slim Docker, we kept that from the Razor Leaf, as well as the shielded cargo. I wonder if this is S for shielded. That's interesting. Never really noticed that before. But what I'd like to put, I think, here, when I take these engines and put maybe the White Dwarf 3000s on there, I think Nova Galactic has some cargo, and I don't know what level you have to be, but they can actually go here that sort of looks like a hab or hab pieces instead of these sort of bulky containers. This is basically 2 levels open. Can't really get a sky view from here, so we'll go into the build mode in a second. What do I have on? I guess I just didn't notice it because it was probably behind the thing like that. Is because when we switch to the 2-level reactor and 2-level grav drive, there'll be room for that there. Although there is kind of room here, right? It can attach to the back of that. So who knows? Maybe we'll just do that when we get to it. I guess before we go to an exterior tour, why don't we do a quick interior tour? So this loading dock obviously can have a door here. So you could put a hab or something back there. I decided to go also 3 wide, 3 habs wide, right? because I thought it would be cool to have this Nova Galactic bridge. And so since I did that, I was able to put in a brig, which is kind of cool for a bounty hunter ship. And then the brig in the armory, all that stuff. So let's go check it out.
Do you, Captain?
All right, so we come into the brig right here. It's a huge 2x2 brig that has two cells in it. I'm kind of hoping that eventually at some point they will add the ability to use these in some format. It has a guard station or whatever. Guard station. What would this be like? I don't know, some kind of control station. And then off to each side goes to the wings. So this side goes to the armory. And then there's a ladder that can go up to the next level. Because we're at the back of the ship. Or the... Well, we're not exactly at the back of the ship, but... Yeah. So on this level, it's just 2x1, and then the 2x1 armory, and then the 2x2 brig. So we can go here and go into the bridge with the stairs. All the lockers are here: the cargo locker, captain's locker, and the armor light. Excuse me. So here's the bridge for 3 crew. So it's not any better as far as crew capacity than any of the other like I was gonna go with the Hope Tech one that looks kind of like a bug face or whatever, which also has 3 crew spots or whatever. But well, really 2, right? But the visuals out of this bridge are pretty amazing, right? There's not really any anything blocking. Really, you can see a lot more above you and in front and all of that. So that was the reason why I went with that. Whereas the Shroud bridge or the Shroud cockpit or something, you can have 4 crew plus the pilot. And then I like the stairs going down to the next level, so that's cool. So then back here, right behind the bridge, I put a control station so you can have a total of 4 more crew members, right? And then off to each side of this is, on this side is the science workstation and the workshop. And then on the other side is the captain's quarters, which you can jump down into the armory here, come up from the armory. So we got the captain's quarters here. I would have liked if there was not a ladder here, but we can't control that in the build mode. So it doesn't need to be a ladder, right? Because there's stairs from the bridge, but that's fine. And then back here is the actual all-in-one berth. This is the B version in the Nova Galactic one because it actually has the 3 beds. The other all-in-one berth is the one you get on the Frontier, and it actually only has 1 bed, maybe, if it even has a bed. I don't even remember if it had a bed, but it has like the nav table. I guess it did have the bed, right? Because Barrett was using that. So yeah. So you come in from the middle, go right for the crew quarters, and go left for the captain's quarters. Also like this storage crate with 150 mass. That's pretty nice. That's a good size. And I like the control station right behind the bridge. Like, you know, the crew would be there, the crew would come out here, right? And then, of course, all of the workshop stuff we need is there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's a good size. I'm kind of happy with just this amount of halves, right? The only thing I would have liked to see is if they made a brig that was just a 2x1 brig. So I think it's pretty cool. Like, I think some of the Hope Tech is some of the other ones, maybe Deimos and Hope Tech or whatever, the armory. The armories actually have a sort of a cell in the armory, but I always thought that was kind of weird that, oh, all they have to do is literally open up the cell door and they can grab a weapon right outside their door. I always thought that was kind of weird. I guess this is a little bit annoying, so we might as well just clear this shit up. Getting tired of listening to him cough. All right, so let's go check out exterior view.
For memories or not, it's good to be home.
Okay, Sarah. I'm so over encumbered too. It's crazy.
Anything I can help you with?
Problem is, I don't know where to put my stuff. I have so much stuff.
Need some work done? Okay, no problem.
I guess we could have just done this sort of ship view, but this is what it looks like. I think it looks pretty cool myself. I was kind of just trying to go for the little bug, bug look. Of course, I got to rename it. I thought I did rename it. Maybe it didn't save. The shield generator, we're still using the same one. They came with the razor leaf. And then as far as weapons go, you can see right here, because we started the Vanguard, we got accepted into the Vanguard or whatever. We were able to use the Vanguard stuff. So these are the Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors, pulse lasers, right? 3,000 range, 6.65 fire rate, and they do 11 damage. For some reason, I thought they were 7 point something. But anyway, because they're only 2 power, we can have a total of 6. So I put 6 on here, 1 on top of these Nova Galactic structural pieces, and then 2 on a mount. I think maybe here I could put a missile launcher if I really want to use a missile launcher. These, I played around with these. I just flew this around. So you can see down at the bottom, it has 100% mobility, which is the best you can get. It has top speed of 150, which is basically the best you can get, unless you get the White Dwarf 330-15s or something, you can get to 180, which are Class A's too, but we have to unlock it. My biggest problem right now is power. So I only have 18 power, and I can only jump up to 20 power, I think, at level 12. Let me look again. I have the notes here, just so you guys could sort of be on the same page. But with reactors by level, oh no, we can get up to 28 power at level 12. So that's 10 more power. That would be perfect. So it's still a Class A reactor though, which is fine. If we use the Class C, that's only 18. So we can get a Tomahawk reactor at level 12. The first Class C reactor will be at level 20 that has 29 power. So we'll have to wait till we get to level 20 to put on the Class C reactor, plus also the shield Vanguard shield generator. We'll put that on at level 20. We have it now, but it's a Class B. And I don't think there's a Class B. Yeah, there's not even a Class B with anywhere near the same kind of power. So until we get up into the 40s. So we'll have to bump up to a Class C reactor, which is fine. It's heavier, but we'll end up putting on the engines, the White Dwarf 3015s that we get at level 24. So right now we could put on the 30s. Is these which one do we have? The Deimos ones? Actually, I don't remember which ones do we have. What is this? Oh my god, what happened? Everything closed. Everything closed. These Ares DT60s. 14,000 thrust. With the White Dwarfs, the 3000s, which we can put on now, have 15,000 thrusts. But the only reason I didn't switch over to the White Dwarfs, which I like better because it fits with the whole Nova Galactic sort of thing anyway, is that I didn't want to pay for them. Mostly that's just the thing. I just didn't want to pay for them since we already had good engines anyway. But I do like the look of all the Nova Galactic stuff, and including these White Dwarf engines. The doubles, the singles and the doubles are all cool. And of course, if you know or you don't know, right, by sticking with Class A engines, you get the highest top speed. But the heavier your ship gets, you sacrifice on mobility, right, because of thrust. So, we will, once we add cargo bays, we're going to have to include more landing gear. So that's going to also be a problem. But I think I could put, if we move the docker, we could even put 2 of the Hope Tech landing. Actually, I think those are 2. Maybe those are 2 level ones. So they would have to go up there. So I don't know. We'll have to figure that out, right? But I think it looks pretty good. The only thing I don't like is how this bridge is like so dirty looking, right? Like the windows look dirty. Right, the whole rest of the ship is clean and shiny and everything, but this bridge is dirty. So I'm not really happy about that. Obviously, I think there's a mod that cleans all that stuff up, but why make it look like that? Right? Or make it something like in Farm Sim, where you can land your ship and then you can get it cleaned and it'll be shiny, but the more you use it between getting cleaned, it gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. Something like that. That'd be cool. So anyway, I have right now, this is what she looks like. And we can actually go down here, down here, down here. Oops. Call her the Goblin. Because she's like the Green Goblin. There. Although I still think it looks kind of a little bit like a bug. But it's pretty cool. So it's small. It just has everything exactly that I need. It only needs a total of 6 habs. Really, it's only 5 habs because the brig is 2 by 2 or whatever. But if you're using all singular ones, it would only really need 6. And really, technically, it doesn't even need that. I only added this one in the middle. Right, I added this one, this control bay in the middle, just to give more right, just to have more crew spots. And actually, this all-in-one berth, I don't need that. So if I took these two away, all right, so that gives us 1, 2, 3. What do we have in there now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7. We could literally take 2 away and have 5. So I could have moved this up here or whatever. But also this layout works pretty good because by not having another hab here in the middle, it forces the doors to be here to go in between all of these spots. So the flow is a little bit better. If we put it back here, you may have to like literally go around like this. It's so stupid, right? The way the doors work. So, all right, that was a little bit of a long, over exaggerated view of the Goblin, but I hope you guys like my sort of first layout into shipbuilding. We're gonna just add on to this girl as we go along. So I'm probably not going to get into shipboarding and ship stealing and things like that. I mean, we'll probably get the Star Eagle and we'll mess around with that. We'll probably make the Star Eagle our cargo ship, maybe. I don't know. This one I want to get the cargo, which is only at 440. We need to get the cargo closer to 2K. That's where I'd be a little bit more comfortable. Somewhere in that range, 2,000 range, 1,700, something like that. So we'll see what we can add on once we get the better reactor and the better grav drive. Because we also have 20 light year grav drive, which is kind of almost perfect. It can get us everywhere we need to go except for maybe 2 extreme far places, right? Where I think you need 22 or maybe even 25 to get there. So, but that's really more in-game anyway, so we'll worry about that when we get there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you are joining as much as I am, why not give it a thumbs up? If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the official episode 6 coming up next.